They believed they could steal my 8,000-acre ranch with a false signature and a 30-day eviction notice. They were wrong, catastrophically wrong. Last Tuesday, a certified letter from the Pinewood HOA arrived in my mailbox asserting they'd sold my family's Stone Valley Ranch, held since 1892, to a developer for $15 million. The audacity, my signature was on the sale documents. But I'd never signed anything. What they failed to realize was that I traded my attorney's briefcase for a rancher's hat years ago, and their fraud was on the verge of setting off the most volatile legal retaliation Montana had ever witnessed. By the time I was finished, I didn't merely save my Runchy own, their entire gated community. This is the tale of how a corrupt HOA attempted to wipe out my family's legacy and lost everything in a blaze of justice. My name is Ethan Caldwell, and I inherited Stone Valley Ranch from my grandfather 20 years ago, covering 8,000 acres of untouched Montana grassland, bounded by the Bitterroot Mountains and nourished by Elk River. This land is the soul of my family. I invested all my savings in new irrigation, sustainable cattle ranching, and restoring the homestead after leaving my Chicago law practice. The ranch was my sanctuary, its valuable mineral deposits and fertile pastures worth more than gold. But 5 years ago, Pinewood Estates, a high-end development 15 miles away, began creeping closer in the lead by Pamela Vance. The HOA president locals referred to the suburban tyrant, a failed real estate tycoon who busted millions in 2008. Pamela reinvented herself as the queen of Pinewood, ruled with ironclad bylaws regarding fence colors and pet breeds. I'd heard rumors of her strong-arming neighbors, but I never dreamed she'd single out my ranch way outside her jurisdiction. The letter came out of the blue. It said, "Pinewood sold my ranch to developer Richard Holt for $15 million, with notarized papers signed in my own forged hand." Pamela's note was laced with disdain. "Mr. Caldwell, your old ranch is a blight on our neighborhood. We've contracted its sale for appropriate development vacate in 30 days. Fury boiled in me. This woman who'd never worked a day on ground like mine had the temerity to call my grandfather's heritage a blight. I called Pinewood's office, but a nervous secretary. Clara told me Pamela was not available for property purchase conversations. That phrase gave me the chills at the county clerk's office. I discovered a sinister plot. Pinewood had changed their charter 3 years ago, asserting my ranch was subject to their adjacent property maintenance clause. The clerk, a nervous young man named Lucas, evaded my questions, mumbling about new filing procedures before taking flight that night. I saw Pamela having dinner with Holt at the Pinewood Country Club, giggling over blueprints, her hand brushing his. I took pictures from the parking lot, their comfortable relationship suggesting more than business. I called my former law firm friend Nathan Reed, a property fight shark, dubbed the HOA Slayer for taking down corrupt groups. Nathan's eyes narrowed when he read the forged documents. "This is blood in the water." He said he filed an emergency injunction to halt the sale, and within 48 hours we unfolded a conspiracy that would make a mob boss blush. Pamela had arranged 3 Delaware shell companies' fuzzy names such as Horizon Land, Crypto Target Properties near Pinewood, through fabricated deeds and intimidation. Nathan's paralegal Emily followed $15 million from my sale to Cayman Islands accounts, designed to avoid federal oversight, a Pinewood board member. Lisa Carter met me secretly at a roadside diner sliding over a USB drive. "Pamela's been forging board minutes for years," she whispered, her hands trembling. "She blackmails us, threatened to reveal my brother's DUI unless I voted her way." The drive contained emails between Pamela and Hall, scheming to convert my ranch into a luxury ski resort with pre-sold memberships. Lisa exposed Pamela's gambling habit, skim HOA fees to pay off $2 million in Vegas. Debt Holt, her creditor, took their relationship as cover to disguise improper deals. Receipts indicated HOA funds, funding private planes, a Monaco penthouse, and a yacht tal. While residents are hit with astronomical fees for community upgrades, we identified 6 other victims. The Thompsons lost their 40-acre orchard, the Lopezes, their dairy farm, then Gwynn's, their vineyard. Both believed they were alone until we joined them for a class action. RICO lawsuit blaming Pamela of racketeering. 2 weeks in, the struggle grew violent. Leaving Nathan's office one evening, 2 masked brutes attacked me in the parking garage, breaking ribs and concussing me. "Drop the case," one of them growled, "or you're finished." But their black SUV was videoed registered to one of Pamela's shills. The attack ignited my fire from my hospital bed. I read messages from Pinewood residents intimidated by Pamela, an elderly couple penalized for their rose garden, another watched by HOA cameras Nathan utilized. The assault to expedite our case, persuading a judge to freeze Pinewood's assets and Pamela's accounts. Her world collapsed, utilities shut down. Bentley, repossessed country club membership, revoked the initial hearing, revealed her history. She'd operated similar scams in Texas, Colorado, and Nevada, under aliases, swindling HOAs for millions. Holt, headed for prison, turned against her, describing their scam. The FBI got involved, exposing a clerk, Lucas, who'd embezzled $50,000 to manipulate digital boundary maps. The original paper maps hidden in county archives confirmed my ranch was never in Pinewood's hands. As trial approached, Pamela attempted to escape, but feds arrested her at Bossiesman Airport. Her breakdown shouting, "I am Pinewood." Viral sensation, the 3-week trial was a bloodbath. We produced forged documents, Pamela's recorded threats, and bank statements of $12 million stolen from HOA accounts. Former board members talked of secret meetings where Pamela plotted property seizures, and email to Hall sealed her fate. That cowboy's ranch is mine, the ultimate scam. The jury deliberated 4 hours before convicting her on 23 counts: fraud, racketeering money, laundering under asset forfeit laws. Properties purchased with stolen money were seized. As the largest victim, I received 5 houses, including Pamela's $5 million estate. Other victims were given homes or cash. Pamela received 15 years, no parole. Hole 8 for board members. 2 to 6 Pinewood's HOA was dissolved, replaced by a transparent group headed by Lisa. Pamela's courtroom outburst, calling the judge a nobody and threatening lawsuits, landed her 5 additional years for contempt. 6 months later, I converted Pamela's mansion into a free legal aid center for HOA victims. The other homes were sold, funding a property rights foundation. Stone Valley Ranch prospers its eastern fields, hosting community markets. Pamela's prison letter, a delusional 4-page apology begging for a partnership, hangs framed in my office beside Granddad's photo, a reminder of her narcissism. The ranch became a national symbol, sparking HOA reform laws in 37 states, an FBI fraud task force, and the Caldwell Standard requiring HOAs to prove jurisdiction. Law schools teach our case. My foundation's app empowers homeowners. Pinewood. Now Harmony Grove is freer. Kids play, neighbors smile, and a community garden flourishes, where Pamela schemed a secluded pool. I stroll the ranch during sunset. Stars shine high over the bitter roots. The earth smiles alive, sheltered by legal steel. Grandfather's words ring, "We don't merely own this earth, it owns us." Pamela's greed gave rise to a movement, rescuing thousands of houses. But I keep my cameras rolling and my evidence in hand. They'll never steal Stone Valley. Not now. Not